Our story follows a boy named Komura, who has a crush on a girl named Mei Komura. Just 3 days ago, their teacher rearranged the classroom seating, and now Mei sits right next to him. Komura secretly hopes that one day, Mei will notice him. One morning, Mei forgets to wear her glasses, which catches Komura off guard. He's never seen her without them. Though curious, he decides to get to know her better before bringing it up. Mei reassures Komura not to think she's upset, she simply forgot her glasses today. Komura is surprised by how quickly they're talking. He points out that she never usually forgets them. Though unsure if he can truly be of help, he promises himself that he will support her today. When Mei asks for help finding the history textbook they need, Komura offers to share his. As he moves closer, he feels nervous. She looks even more beautiful up close. Still, he lets her sit beside him, and they go through the textbook together. Without her glasses, Mei struggles to read and apologizes. But Komura is too happy sitting next to her to mind. He lets her take her time with the textbook, watching as she tries her best to read. In that moment, he realizes how much closer they've become. He wonders if Mei will remember this interaction and secretly hopes they can grow even closer in the future. After class, Komura properly introduces himself to Mei. Later, he spots her near the shoe lockers and asks if she needs help. Mei explains that her shoes feel too big. Komura quickly realizes she's wearing his gym shoes by mistake. We then get a glimpse of an earlier moment. Mei had been talking to her classmates, who offered to help her get home and find her shoe locker, but she had declined. Now, she explains to Komura that she tried different lockers but couldn't find the right one. As Komura helps her search, they finally find her shoes only to see a frog sitting on them. Without hesitation, he removes the frog and hands Mei her shoes. She's hesitant because of the slimy feel, but before leaving, Komura even helps her tie them properly. Mei thanks him, and Komura feels happy, realizing he has spent the entire day by her side. Mei gently holds onto him for a moment. Once Mei gets her glasses back, she'll finally be able to recognize Komura, the person who helped her today. Later, Komura realizes that Mei is nearby again and secretly hopes she forgets her glasses more often. The next morning, Komura notices that Mei is once again without her glasses, and he starts worrying about what will happen if this becomes a regular thing. Meanwhile, Mei looks at Komura and seems to be taking in his appearance, making Komura overthink as he stands on his balcony later that evening. Komura and Mei have a job in the school cafeteria, where they help serve food to students during lunchtime. However, Mei is struggling. She accidentally broke her glasses and can barely see. Komura offers to assist her, but she insists on doing it herself. Concerned, he suggests she serve smaller portions to avoid any accidents. As they work, a student asks Mei for more meat, but since she can't see clearly, she ends up offering potatoes instead. Luckily, the student accepts without complaining. After their cafeteria duty is over, Mei surprises Komura by giving him a plate of food with extra meat, her way of thanking him for helping her the other day. A week passes, and Mei still doesn't have new glasses. Instead, she tries using one-day contact lenses but struggles to put them in, which makes Komura worried. He reassures her, telling her not to stress. He'll always look out for her whenever she doesn't have her glasses. The next day, Mei finally comes to class wearing glasses again, but they're foggy. Komura notices her squinting and wonders why. Mei explains that the weather often causes them to fog up. At one point, she mistakes their classmate Takita for a complete stranger, leading to a funny moment between her and Komura. Another day goes by, and Mei suddenly asks Komura for his ID on an app called Lime. She wants to exchange IDs so she can ask for his help whenever she forgets her glasses. She could ask her family, but she feels too embarrassed to do so. Later that day, Mei texts Komura, asking him to meet her at Kikyoji Station. Komura is caught off guard. This feels like a date. When they meet up, he takes her to a restaurant, where he even helps her eat cake since she can't see it clearly without her glasses. After their outing, Komura and Mei head to a glasses shop because Mei's new glasses have arrived. Once she puts them on, she happily exclaims that she can finally see everything clearly again. Komura feels a deep connection with her in that moment. As they walk together, Mei gently holds his hand, making him realize that their bond remains strong despite everything. After spending time together, she thanks him and heads home. At school the next day, Komura notices Mei wearing a mask, her glasses fogged up. She explains that she's sick and needs to wear the mask, but it's causing her glasses to fog. Lately, their classmate Takeda has been getting strange looks because people say he resembles her. To avoid the same treatment, Mei suddenly takes off her glasses and jokingly claims she forgot them again. Komura is puzzled by her odd behavior and finds himself thinking about it later on his balcony. One day at school, Komura spots Mei acting like a cat, playfully batting at a plastic bag. He immediately realizes she must have forgotten her glasses again. Wanting to save her from feeling embarrassed, he decides to play along with her cat-like behavior so that no one finds it strange. Later, Komura notices a popular boy at their school, Azuma, helping Mei with something. A wave of jealousy washes over him, though he doesn't fully understand why. Mei thanks Komura for his help, but Azuma interrupts, claiming that he was the one who assisted her. Mei apologizes, realizing she had mistaken Komura for Azuma due to her poor eyesight. The next morning, Mei meets with her female friends, who jokingly warn her that constantly forgetting her glasses might lead to wrinkles from all the squinting. They encourage her to check her face in the restroom. Meanwhile, Komura arrives at school, wondering if Mei has forgotten her glasses again today. But when he walks into the classroom, he is completely captivated. She looks absolutely stunning. He spends the whole day unable to stop thinking about her. Thankfully, the next day, Mei remembers to bring her glasses. She approaches Komura and asks him to teach her how to play a word game called Chirai Torai, since she wants to challenge her friend Asuka. After playing the game with Komura, they are assigned cleaning duties together. While cleaning, Komura suddenly notices a cockroach heading toward Mei. He quickly distracts her so it can pass without her noticing. However, another girl sees it and screams, causing Mei to panic. Without thinking, she jumps into Komura's arms, clinging to him and begging him to get rid of it. The moment feels surprisingly intimate to Komura, making his heart race. Later, Komura spots Mei holding a love letter addressed to Azuma. Assuming it's from him, Komura tells her about it. Mei, without thinking much of it, takes the letter and hands it to Azuma in class. However, when Azuma reads the letter, he mistakenly believes that Mei has confessed her feelings to him, something that instantly unsettles Komura. Mei's friends ask her if she has feelings for Azuma, and she seems confused by all the attention. She casually says that she likes both Azuma and Komura, leaving Komura unsure of what she really means. Worried, he follows Azuma to the restroom, where he catches him reading the letter. Unable to shake his curiosity, Komura returns to class and directly asks Mei what she truly thinks about Azuma. Mei repeats that she likes both Azuma and him, but Komura wants to understand exactly what she means by that. Later, Azuma approaches Mei with a response to the letter, making Komura even more anxious. But as he takes a quick look, he realizes something surprising. Azuma knows that Komura has feelings for Mei. Instead of responding romantically, Azuma informs the other girls that Mei had simply delivered someone else's letter by mistake. When Komura explains this to Mei, they both end up rethinking their opinions about the popular kids in their school. One day, Komura accidentally bumps into Mei while she's trying to buy coffee from a vending machine without her glasses. Because she can't see properly, she mistakenly selects black coffee instead of her usual drink. She offers it to Komura, but he hesitates, realizing that Mei indirectly touched it, making his heart race. The next morning, Komura is running late for school when he spots Mei also hurrying once again without her glasses. As they walk together, he suddenly notices that her clothes look slightly disheveled, which makes her visibly embarrassed. Later, Komura reflects on why he was late, realizing that he had spent too much time thinking about how worried May had been about her appearance in front of him. On another day, during PE class, May sprains her ankle and accidentally breaks her glasses. With no other choice, Komura has to carry her to the nurse's office. As he does, he starts wondering if Azuma, the ever-popular boy, is secretly rooting for him and May to become a couple. When they arrive at the nurse's office, they find it empty. Komura suggests May sit down and rest, but instead, she steps onto a scale out of curiosity. Komura accidentally catches a glimpse of her weight, leading to some playful teasing between them. Later, Komura notices May struggling to pin a document onto the bulletin board one day. He steps forward to help, but before he can, Azuma steps in and easily posts it for her, since both Komura and May are too short to reach. Komura feels a little down about his height, but May reassures him, saying she actually likes that he's not very tall. Later, Komura sees May reading something with tears in her eyes. Worried, he asks if she's okay, but she explains that she was just laughing at a joke her friend made. Seeing her so amused, Komura starts wondering what May looks like when she laughs freely. During class, their classmates spot a heart-shaped cloud in the distance and start taking photos, playfully teasing their teacher. May, struggling to see it, squints in frustration. Noticing this, Komura quickly takes a photo and sends it to her. May is thrilled when she receives it, but Komura can't help but worry, was it weird for him to do that? The next day, Komura finds May wandering the halls, seemingly lost. Their classmate Samaya approaches him and reveals that she has May's glasses. Before Komura can react, Samaya playfully places May's glasses on his face, teasing him. Flustered, he struggles to think clearly, leading to an awkward moment between them. Just then, May arrives and sees them together without hesitation. She pushes Komura aside and snatches her glasses back. Samaya just laughs at the situation, enjoying Komura's embarrassment. The following day, Komura sees May back in class, wearing her glasses again. A small part of him feels disappointed now that she can see properly. She won't need his help as much. However, when he realizes he forgot his textbook, May immediately offers hers. The simple gesture catches him off guard, making him realize how close they've become now that she's wearing her glasses again. Later, Komura accompanies May to the glasses shop once more, as she needs to replace the pair she lost. She tries on multiple frames and asks for his opinion, since her dad isn't available to help her this time. Komura struggles to give a clear answer, nervous about saying the wrong thing. Finally, he tells her that whether she's wearing glasses or not, she looks great either way. May smiles and ends up choosing a pair similar to her old ones, but later admits that she accidentally slept with them on and broke them again. Hearing this, Komura starts wondering, will he need a stable income in the future to keep taking care of May? One evening, Komura goes into town to buy ketchup for his mother. As he browses the store, he notices Valentine's Day gifts on display. A thought crosses his mind, would May ever give him chocolates? Just as he's lost in his daydream, May unexpectedly bumps into him. She looks at him curiously and asks, "What were you just thinking about?" Komura feels flustered as May asks him about his wish, realizing she's dangerously close to figuring out his feelings. To change the subject, he quickly mentions that he needs to go to the supermarket. May decides to tag along, admitting that her mother asked her to buy mayonnaise. However, she brings up Komura's wish again, catching him off guard. He tries to dodge the topic, but May pieces it together. Valentine's Day is approaching. Without hesitation, she asks, "Do you want me to give you chocolates?" Komura panics, fearing rejection. But before he can respond, May reassures him, saying that she plans to make chocolates for all her friends. This puts Komura at ease, even though a small part of him wishes she would give him chocolates for a different reason. Finally, Valentine's Day arrives. Komura watches from a distance as May hands out chocolates to her friends, though she isn't wearing her glasses. He wonders if she really liked him. Would she have given him chocolates in a different way? Later, May approaches him but looks disappointed. She realizes she ran out of chocolates before she could give one to him. Komura tells her it's okay, and they end up spending time together after school. Feeling guilty, May tells Komura that she's willing to do something for him to make up for it. His heart races should he finally confess? He gathers his courage, but just as he's about to say something, the words don't come out. May smiles knowingly and tells him, "It's okay. I'll wait for the day you can say it." She then promises to remember her glasses next time. Just before leaving, she suddenly finds a spare chocolate in her bag and hands it to Komura, making his heart flutter. A month passes, and White Day approaches. Komura wants to return the favor by giving May sweets. However, when he sees her, she looks troubled. She's trying to cut down on sweets. May admits that she's been struggling with her sugar cravings and asks Komura to help her overcome her addiction. Just then, Azuma and another boy approach May, casually offering her sweets. She hesitates but ultimately gives in and eats Azuma's. Komura, feeling slightly disappointed, offers to hold onto her candies so she won't be tempted, but she declines. However, when he gives her the sweets he originally planned for White Day, she smiles and happily eats them, thanking him sincerely. A few days later, Komura meets May at school and notices her filling out a Nagamura Original Sweets point card. She explains that once she collects enough points, she can exchange them for sweets. However, she needs to send it in before the deadline, and she isn't sure where the post office is. Without hesitation, Komura offers to go with her, secretly enjoying any excuse to spend more time together. Komura's friends call him over again, trying to convince him to check out a new arcade with them. However, he declines, choosing instead to stay with May and help her get to the post office. May, sensing that she's intruding on his time, insists that she can go by herself. Komura protests, worried about her wandering around without her glasses, but May confidently claims she's wearing contacts. Komura knows she isn't, but he doesn't call her out on it. Later in class, the teacher asks May to read a passage from the textbook. She hesitates, struggling to make out one of the words. To avoid embarrassment, she pretends to have a small coughing fit, and the teacher moves on without questioning her. After class, May needs to go to a different room for an assignment but refuses to ask Komura for help. She doesn't want him to think she's completely dependent on him. Meanwhile, Komura's friends try one last time to convince him to come to the arcade, but he's still too preoccupied worrying about May. May, unfortunately, ends up in the wrong classroom. Realizing her mistake, she quickly heads for the right one, but deep down, she feels a little lonely. She doesn't